So we're going to have our first case discussion for our trip. Uh, how is this going to go? Well, this is a graded activity, but the grades are not today. The grades were whenever you submitted before today, right? So we're just basically going to discuss the case that you guys essentially analyzed. But before that, uh, these are the finalized companies, but I think Bravo did not confirm. Did you confirm? Is it? But are you okay? So, the finalized list of companies are HBO Max for corporate baby girls. The second to defend is Dutch Bros. The third to defend is Chevron Outlets. And then the final to defend is Bravo under. Okay. So let's start with some housekeeping. Make sure that you guys can upload to the YouTube channel. So in order for you to do that, I'm going to require you to prepare a YouTube video introducing your consultancy group and its mission, vision, and values for a maximum of 2 minutes. Answer the question, why should I hire you to study my company? So you should upload your video to my YouTube channel. So I need to alter the URL a little bit. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so sqy.co/mgt190. Now, you have encountered cases before. So each professor will likely have their own techniques for coding cases. So I think it's important for me to set my expectations here. My expectation is that you will only read the case. You will not do external research. You will not read anything else. The only thing you read is the case. And of course, you can draw from your knowledge in like marketing or whatever, but not do research. Why is that? Because the case, a trauma case, is essentially self-contained. And it's designed to give you the right amount of information. Not perfect information, because remember, if you don't have full information. You have to make decisions with whatever information that you have. You don't have 100% perfect information. You have to make do. So, for all our cases, including the midterm exam, which is typically a case, you should only draw information inside. Tell us which page number is it, which paragraph. Okay. So this is my intended outline. First, we will contrast the business models for Airbnb, large hotel chains like Hilton, and bed breakfast operators. Now, if you are unaware of what a B&B is, you can think of it as a sort of a pension. Second, we will create and populate Airbnb's business model canvas. We will list down Airbnb's COVID-19 response and how resilient its business model is. Fourth, we will talk about the strengths and weaknesses of the hotel industry. Fifth, we will talk about how the lodging consumer has changed and whether Airbnb's value proposition needs this change. And finally, what can Airbnb do? Would I actually allow you to study Airbnb? The answer is probably not, because Airbnb is the market. But I think you will find that whatever recommendation that you can make, Airbnb is better for. Now, fair warning. I have a memory for faces and names, which means that I see you, don't know who you are, and this semester, I probably don't know who you are. Okay? Please don't take it personal. That's just me. So if you want to participate, raise your hand and tell me your last. Okay? because again, I have a bad memory for names and faces. Let's talk about the value and the profit propositions. Who wants to begin? Anyway, you can start anywhere you want. Yes, name.
Good evening. Large hotel chains value propositions is
Sorry, good.
good evening.
No, good.
Varied amenities.
Big amenities. Yes.
For bed and breakfast, sir, personalized lodging experience.
Yes, okay. Name.
Happy kids.
Happy
Yes.
Yes.
For Airbnb, sir, they connect the host to travel tourists seeking for accommodation, and they use a digital marketplace.
Use digital. Name.
Give our VA.
Once. Yes, you were being Polino.
For profit proposition of Airbnb transaction fee
Exactly. Please.
for booking.
Okay. Yes.
For the large hotel chain profit proposition, sir, they have variety of services and standardized room rate,
Okay. Name.
sapayan.
Okay. Yes. One, two. Okay, one.
For Airbnb profit proposition, sir, Airbnb receives a percentage of what cost income.
Right. Okay. Two.
For value proposition, value advantage. They already have a strong brand recognition and it has standard
Strong brand recognition. Standardized services. Okay. Name, please.
Manila.
Okay. Yeah.
For bed and breakfast operators, their profit proposition, room booking, and breakfast meal.
Name, please.
Said,
Yes. So I should pick Airbnb. I should pick Airbnb because it connects me with the host and it uses a digital marketing system. All it has. Yes, you want one.
varied listings. We can choose from having high luxury states or the budget limited accommodation.
Name, please.
They offer diverse and flexible lodging options. So that's what we got to do. That's their operation.
So peer-to-peer ratings helps with QA. So how easy is it to make money for all of these people? Let's add to the problem. Yes, maybe.
I think there are Airbnb derived from service fees, like on both host and guest.
So
So
yes, let's just add here. Hosts and guests.
so that's why it's a robust industry competitor with property ownership.
So no the ownership, which means no fixed costs. Okay. Yes.
For professional and their expenses are primarily for technology developments or marketing.
Technology and marketing related. You have some. And name these. Anyone else? One, two. Okay.
For profit purposes of Airbnb, sir, they are capital.
Yeah, that's what we mean by no property ownership.
For large hotel chains, we have exclusive membership fees for exclusive membership fees.
Exclusive membership fees, really? What do you mean exclusive membership?
We're loyal customers.
Loyalty programs. That's not a profit proposition. That's normal. That means your name.
Good deals.
Good deal. I told you I have 5 minutes. Although you're the only guy here. It'll be. Yes. Okay.
For profit positions sa BNB Survey, we have lower operating costs with fewer staff and a more variable pricing model. So, wala siya making it more viable investment for providership.
So lower operating costs with fewer staff, meaning more costs are variable. Paper, so you're saying, hey, let's add to the 1,000 models. If you say Airbnb, how do you characterize it?
Hotel chain, I attended chains own many physical properties and then they invest in these properties to into the offering of other services such as amenities, food services, and more.
Which increases cost, increasing
Including fixed costs like electricity, water, and labor.
increases operating costs includes fixed and variable. Do you think we have a good summary of how these companies differ from each other? Or, sorry? Yeah.
There's still more to add. Still moving.
You can actually what?
For BNB, sir, they're usually located in rural area. The most beneficial for those travelers that are seeking for authentic life experience.
Suitable for experience. Hey,
Guevara, sir.
like I said, if you don't remember your names, you guys can hear more about them. Do you think we have a complete picture? So let me ask you, what are the if we are going to identify the weaknesses in terms of vulnerabilities, what might you consider to be a point where Airbnb might have issues? Yes, Dave?
So one of our Airbnb's weaknesses is that the consistency in documents. That's because they highly depend on reviews.
Highly dependent on the host, but although they can actually do something. Does the BNB breakfast the weaknesses? And what was it?
Yes, outdated furnitures and equipments.
Where in the face is it saying? Right? You have to support everything in the base. 1, 2.
For bed and breakfast service.
That's pretty good.
For
Name, please.
the big kids. So for large hotels and also for bed and breakfast service, since they have to invest in physical locations, they will be having a hard time of expanding rapidly.
Expansion issues. And you think that Airbnb does not have these issues?
I don't think so, sir, since
Since
they are not they will not they don't have to buy those properties, but they
very good. So let's just put here just to okay. So I think we have a good enough listing of their value propositions. So first, Airbnb is technology focused. It is suitable for short intimate stays. It is unique because you can range from luxury stays to budget accommodations, so you have a lot of choices. And since it operates as a digital marketplace, that means that it connects your buyers and the ones who have rooms with the ones who are looking for rooms. And I think one of the things not here, but is one of the advantages, is that Airbnb is smartphone focused. Because everyone right now, if you look at who uses the internet, how do you browse websites, most of it is going to be smart. A minority is going to be on, most of it is on smart. Now, for hotel chains, they have a lot of amenities. However, they do have strong brand recognition, which is tied to their quality control and their loyalty programs, right? So since they're consistent, you go to the hotel, you know what you're going to get, right? You know the quality that you're going to get. Versus Airbnb, it depends. So let me ask a question to you. How many of you here have used Airbnb? 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you share your experiences? Let's start here going here. Nate. Okay. So how's your stay in Airbnb?
For me, sir, maragbayan ko kay it's like as the Airbnb.
So you are the seller. Okay.
No, I'm just
Your auntie is the seller.
so it's okay ra yung service there, and I think it is my thing.
Because you're okay with it.
That's why I'm
Okay.
buyers.
I think yes.
I tried running Airbnb and also
Oh, you have these.
just you also leasing something like that.
Oh.
Yeah. Then based on experience is that it takes time for hosts to get their money and sometimes complications in communication between the host between the clients.
So it's hard to get those. Basically, and they don't pay you on time.
Yes.
Oh,
And
okay.
then as if I'm the guest, most of the units are catered to be like hotels. So they have something. They also add other stuff in their rooms, like food.
So it's like a hotel, essentially they're functioning as a hotel. You don't require your guests to like vacuum the place, to wash clothes, they don't do that. Wash the dishes,
Like no extra service.
cleaning fees.
Nothing.
Who else wanted to share? Yes, name?
I said that, sir. I think the most interesting aspect when we booked Airbnb, sir, was that it was like no person like we didn't have to meet with the owners.
Okay.
They're
No
paying.
interaction. No.
They just gave us the password for their digital for their door.
Hmm.
That was it.
You don't interact with the human.
Yeah.
Did you
You
like
just
it?
have to message them. You've arrived. And they just give you.
Did you prefer that?
I think it's not really better. I think that's just one good thing was.
But you like it. You like having no interaction with other humans. Okay. So,
Usually we book Airbnbs because we have a big group of families, so we like to rent one whole house. Then it was a very nice experience because there was also contactless service because I mean there's one interaction only when they give us the keys, but then we have the whole house to ourselves, which is also a like premium quality we can say because
was it a house or a home?
house. Yeah. That's what
What was the name again?
Legaspi.
Yeah, that's it. And one more here.
For me, sir, I already nag-book ako different types of bundles. And na-realize that amenities na i-provide. So there's one na they don't provide soap or shampoos or anything, but the other one that I booked does provide, sir, then also has like fast reply ang host.
So yeah, it depends on the host.
Yeah, it depends.
Yeah, Airbnb is only the marketplace. They cannot really help you directly. Did you prefer that?
I think I prefer more on hotels.
You prefer those?
But for prices, sir, it was better on Airbnb. You can choose if you're on a budget. There's
Correct. But it's only, I think, makes sense if you have a large group. If you have a small group, sometimes a hotel might be better, right? Did you experience any hidden fees?
no, sir. Transparent here with the app, sir. That cleaning fees, it already has.
Hey, can I get the name? Sorry.
Has.
Okay, so some of you have tried Airbnb, and I think the experience here is mostly positive. But if you read the reviews in the US, there are some landlords, let's just say hosts, who are using. Like before, the cleaning fee is not part of the listing. So when you search by listing, you only see the stay fee. And then the cleaning fee is higher than the stay fee, something like $200. Yeah, and in addition to that, they already require you. They have cleaning fee, but they also already require you to change the bed sheet and then put it in washing machine, things like that. So that's why it's been seen as abusive. That's one of the points of vulnerability that they have, right? As Kelmao said, highly dependent on the host quality. Okay, so we have now discussed the business model, the value and proposition. We are ready to go to the business canvas. Wants to start and start anywhere. This is for Airbnb. Because you have to do this for your own. So you have to know how to build up a business. So you can start anywhere you want. Yes,
Distribution channel
distribution.
website.
You see a hand, 1, 2, 3. Let's go with one. Name?
One key partner, sir. The host, sir.
Sorry. What's the name again? Baka. Okay, one key partner is
Host, sir.
hosts, right? People with
Another key partner would be a technological provider since they offer data and online.
Okay.
I guess
Technology. Three, there was a 3 year.
For key resources, we have the employees.
Okay.
Baayos.
Employees. Okay. Anyone else want to add anything? One, two. So 1, 2, 3.
Vivara's
All right, give our
for customer segments, regular tourists, those that are looking for accommodations. Next would be families or big groups.
so regular tourists.
Mga pala.
Families. Big groups. Is that all you want to say? What's number 2?
For revenue streams, there's the profit by taking a percentage of the transaction fees na
Okay.
for gas natin. And also for the customer segments na they also target
Those are tables.
gas.
All right, close.
So for customer segments, they also cater to travelers.
That I think fits into tourists. Who? Oh, okay.
For the key activities there, so host and guest management
Okay.
at Iharas.
The
So for key activities as well, sir, is application development and maintenance.
okay. Sorry, Ray.
Nakikits.
I told you. I would be. Please just start with it. Okay. Seeing hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
Papaya, sir, key activities, health and marketing.
Sales and marketing. So who?
For
Was name?
The various verbal propositions, sir, self-service and personalized propositions.
Well, actually, you said before. What he said, self-service
And personalized
and
recommendations.
personalized. Okay. And was 3. Yes, we know.
For cost structure is your website and website maintenance and work.
Do you have any information in the case that would give us like expert? That's what I would like to see. When you make your business model canvas, I would like to see if you could provide. You say website maintenance, what percentage? Marketing, what percentage? Cost of goods sold, what percentage? I think 1, 2, 3, there's 4 and 5. Who's 4? Name.
Cabrera,
Go ahead.
for key activities and key resources.
Key activities.
Key activities is customer support. And then for key resources is financial capital.
Showtime. Okay, close. Good.
for value
Name.
cost
Awesome. I think.
value propositions they highly leverages on technologies such as using smartphones.
Smart home. Okay.
And also, sir, they offer budget-friendly rental.
Caters to all budgets. Anyone wants to add anything? Maybe after relationships? Yeah.
For value
Well,
proposition. They also have the peer-to-peer ratings and between hosts and
Beer rating system. Anyone else? Yes.
Cost structure, sir, they also have general and administrative expenses.
Name?
Or cost, sir.
General and administrative. Do you happen to have it?
That's true. For the year 2022, sir, they have 1,516.
Sorry, 1,000 is 1 billion.
1 billion. 560. I see.
1,560. Six. Okay. Any other things? Yes, maybe.
Brand
Okay.
for relationship, recruitment and onboarding.
Pretty. What you?
Like actively, they actually engage users on potential posts by providing clear guidelines on how to list and their pages and use their visibility.
Right, posts with clear one.
Relationships like law, customer support or booking issues that you wanted to
Customer support report.
booking issues.
It would be better if you say what it's like email, is it personalized agent?
Like,
Was someone else say something here? And then go with the lead. Okay, nobody. You know, go ahead.
Distribution channels is Airbnb hub, smartphones.
Smart. So 1, 2. Okay, 1.
The cost structure,
Yes.
the cost structures, they have operations and support amount to 1.041 in year 2020.
1041. So let's just consider this a point. Okay, there was the second one here.
Relationship,
Me.
partners. Partnerships, partnership.
Wait,
Like Airbnb colleagues with various partners like
that's the key partners.
okay. Yeah.
No, yeah, but that's also that's not very part. Sure. Yep. Okay, I saw a hand here, so I'm here.
for the partner, we have payment provider.
Okay, me.
And also another state like regulatory boards.
Very good. Regulatory boards. Also, no, very important because they can shut them down. Did I see a hand here? Yes, me.
Yung cost structure, sales and marketing, and it's 1.516.
Sales and marketing. 1.65.
2.51. Then, person under general and administrative expenses kay 900.
The cost is
Nobody yan.
so
How
how much is this?
150.
950 million.
Yes.
Hey, anyone else?
You're gonna include the function, the post support
Where do you want to take that?
cost structure
Okay,
amounting to 17 million.
that one is COVID, right?
Only only
One time a day.
For revenue streams, they're aside from transaction fees from the tourists, they also get commission fees from the host.
Name?
Evidence.
Okay, so permission from hosts and transaction from guests.
Yes.
What we want to option. One.
One key resource also there would be the mobile application.
Name.
Give our
You. My budget name.
information.
Even if duration, that's no big. Okay. Did I see someone here? No. Okay. We've done enough. So, essentially, who are the key partners? One of the important key partners is the hosts or the people with the property. Because without them, it is nothing. Yes, they do have tech providers, they do have payment provider. We can put them there, but the most important is, of course, hosts. And then the second one, which is an important point that Kiambao added, was the local government. Because you do have to partner with them. You don't want to make them hate you. And sometimes they do hate you. Why? Because if a lot of property becomes Airbnb rental, normal people will not be able to buy houses and homes. That's the effect. And that means housing becomes more expensive. People have no houses because all the houses are being Airbnb. And that's not good. The city might back Airbnb. So that's why we are. Key activities we have here, your host and guest management. That's very important for Airbnb to actually develop the network, right? They have to look for hosts because that's their main source of competitive advantage. And then the second one, of course, is the application development. Yes, sales and marketing is important, but right now, do you think they still need to do sales and marketing? Not so much, because they're already well known. Is customer support a key activity? I would probably put that more into relationship. Okay. Now, key resources is we are missing one important is your hosts. That's your key resource. You need a lot of hosts. And then the second one is your brand and your if you say employees, that's very generic. All companies will say, who are people? And then the third key resource, which is very important, is your users. Because if you don't have users, will you have hosts? No. If you don't have hosts, will you have users? No. So you need those two hand in hand. Those are very key important resources. Now, your value proposition is essentially self-service, smart-centric, caters to budget, peer-to-peer, meaning this is a leveraging the entire. Now, what kind of relationship does Airbnb have with customers? Now, yes, they provide hosts with guidelines and they have customer support channels, but the most important thing actually is what Bahi said, peer-to-peer ratings, in which the customer and the host rate each other. Now, under the distribution channel, there's really only two, the application and the website. As for the customer segment, who are you looking for? You are, in fact, looking for, yes, people who are travelers and people who have big groups, but actually, your segment is tech-savvy people. Because do your parents use Airbnb? Oh, no, not parents, probably they do. Do your grandparents use Airbnb? Right. Because my parents use Airbnb. You know what? Because when I was young, they told me, you should never go inside someone's car. You should never go inside someone's house. You should never let stranger come to your house. You should never eat food from stranger. What do we do now? Did your parents tell you that? Do you believe them now? Right. So the older generation will not accept. stranger danger is what they would say. But we, of course, we ignore them. We know better, right? We know that all humanity is good, and that no serial killers, there's no serial killers that kill us if we go in their house. You know, they will not take hidden camera pictures, or they might, I don't know. But I'd say that your main customer segment is actually the generation who is comfortable with the shared economy. Now, how about your cost structure? I would actually say the most important thing you can say about the cost structure is that their cost expenses, their structure is more like a tech company rather than a hospitality. How will I prove that? I will prove that with my spreadsheet. So, in my spreadsheet, the case actually tell us what is the revenue percentage, right, of the various cost structures. It's in one of the exhibits. And then we were given income statement balance sheet of Airbnb, which means that you can actually calculate all these ratios. So we don't have information on wages, purchase, and depreciation, but we can assume that depreciation is minimal. But we can see that the marketing expense is really high compared to hotel Airbnb, right? This is 2%, this is 18%. Operating expenses, you have 97%, meaning your operating income is only 3%, whereas Airbnb has 21% operating income. And then cost of goods sold, it's 62%, but yours, Airbnb, is only 48% because they don't have the depreciation. And operating expenses, 35%, it's about the same because operating expenses is not related to the profit. It's more related to the company structure, right? So this is how I would actually justify my cost structure. And I would actually say marketing 18%. I would say operating expenses 79%. That's what I would say. Now, as for revenue stream, what did I say? Airbnb only really has a source of revenues, and that is actually the transactions, in which they get a commission from the guest. They charge essentially the host, because the guest pays Airbnb, and then Airbnb subtracts the commission, and then they refund. They give the money to the host, but according to you, they take their sweet time.
Yes.
Do we know how much is roughly their fee? Do we have information? We can compute, because we are given 9 of experiences book, gross booking value, and revenue. This one is the amount that's charged. And this is the amount that they recognize as sales. So if you divide this by this, you will get revenue per booking, which is around 13% for North America. It's around 13%, really, right? It's around 13%. Overall, how much is it? Overall, it's 13.3%. That's how you can set, the fee per room stay. They essentially get 13% of the total booking price. And then we know that per night, it's around $160 per night on average. And then of this amount, recognize $21. Yeah.
Transaction fees.
Transaction, yes, because their revenue is coming from the transaction fee, right? And this one here is the gross booking, meaning it's the total amount paid by the customer, but that's not the amount Airbnb keeps because they have to give a percentage to the hosts. So although this is a relatively simple case, you still have to do calculations. Did you do the calculations? You know, of the way that they're looking at it. Yeah, I also do. I calculate the balance sheet income statement and get the CAGR and also get the year-on-year change. This is the vertical. It's a percentage of sales. How much is that? You will have to get into the habit of doing that. So let's talk about the COVID response. What did they do during COVID? Yes, we have to use.
Host support amounts to 17 million.
Host support. 17 million. Safety fund. Okay. Yes, next.
They raised a $2 billion private equity funding and then story gospel.
So they raised 2 billion in
Private equity funding and then
because they also postponed. I saw a hand here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So that's that.
Airbnb adjusted its cancellation policy, which were applicable for reservations made before March 14th, 2020.
During the pandemic.
Yes.
Okay, me.
Lockdown.
Okay. Who was 2?
They implemented safety and cleaning guidelines for COVID ensure the
Okay, me.
but
What's safety guidelines? Okay. 3 was 3. Let's just start the beginning and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so
they laid off 1,900 employees.
name. Okay. Who was 2? You don't remember it.
Sombrero.
Go ahead.
Diversification and Kapanman experience.
Diversified into online experience. Okay. I believe that's it. That's it. Those are all simple. So my question to you is, who did help them? Did the response help Airbnb? Yes, right? Because they are actually less affected than and the bed and breakfast. The reason being, they have no operating expenses. I mean, they have operated technology, but they don't have any, they don't have to take care of the buildings, they don't have to maintain the rooms, they don't have to hire housekeepers, so they save a lot of money on that. Let's move on to an evaluation of strengths and weaknesses. One to start. Strengths and weaknesses. You can start anywhere you. 1. Go ahead. 2.
Young voucher for Airbnb is outside life model.
3.
Yes.
Okay.
For large hotel chains, their strength is they have the largest revenue share compared to the other division.
What do you mean large revenue share?
Uh, for Marriott said they have highest revenue share.
What do you mean when you say revenue share?
They have highest.
Like who's splitting the revenues? Let's just say they have the largest, the biggest, right? They're the biggest players with highest revenues. Okay, who else? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Airbnb strength there is they have entered over 120 countries. Yeah, with more than 500 billion of
Okay.
suppliers.
Okay. Number 2, what's here?
For large technologies, Manila weaknesses include high operating costs like the wages, maintenance, and
Okay, 3. Name.
oligarchy.
Okay.
Strength for Airbnb is its high scalability, and so opposite in the weakness of large chains and sudden restaurants which have limited scalability.
Right. The business model is scalable. Who else want to say something? The lower hands here. It's 1, 2, 3. Go ahead.
Better than the computer
Okay.
behind there. Represent that limited amenities.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Or
Limited amenity. Alright, next. Yes.
Librarians.
Yes.
Sa Airbnb na strength, diverse offering.
Diverse. Yes, I see her.
for Airbnb's business is inconsistent quality of properties and overall
Inconsistent.
reliability of properties of reliabilities. Very good.
Perfect. I told you. I saw a hand here. Right?
Strengths for large hotel chains are its investment. It invested heavily in additional amenities.
Okay.
Because
Okay. I see a hand here. I see a hand here. I see a hand here. I see a hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
for the black plant retailers,
Sorry. What was that?
Tapayan,
Tapay.
they have low volume or they can cater to only a low volume.
Low capacity service scale.
Yes, sir.
Okay. 2. Plus 2. Right. Go ahead.
For large hotels, sir, the strength is professional management, and then their weaknesses higher price cost, which you mentioned.
Higher cost. No, we
Right.
have higher operating cost. Let's say. Who was 3? Yes.
For large hotel chains, weaknesses are they have limited capacity to attract diverse customers due to fixed locations.
First, customers due to are you sure? The large hotel chains has a lot of branches.
Compared to Airbnb, this is very good. And also, sir, for their strengths, sir, they provide loyalty rewards for repeated customers.
What would be rewards for repeat customers? Okay. Yes.
Yeah,
And
This refining large hotel face witness expansion because they are not
So,
For BNBs or personalized experience.
so,
And also the answer of AR, I think it's Miss Wu.
Yes, sir. This is my sir. I don't think I'm this.
what do you mean for
Limited witness.
It's the question.
anyone else want to add to maybe Airbnb's weaknesses?
Weakness for Airbnb is that host financial status may impact listings.
It doesn't really part of the problem. Yeah. Depends on the policy. Right. Anyone else? Are you raising your hand?
for witness in Airbnb, sir, there may pose regulatory risks.
For risk? Me?
Someone else.
Anyone else want to add something? Yes, one, two. Yes. What?
Answer, home-like atmosphere or BN. For extra.
So, home like atmosphere.
Included meals.
With included meals. Yeah.
For bed and breakfast, structured by they provide great allure and ambience for the guests.
Provide what kind of year?
Points around. Environment.
What word did you use?
Only your
Provide you.
yes,
Meals.
yes, again.
Name again.
Regards and related.
Do you think we have a good listing of the strengths and weaknesses, or you want to have
Airbnb, sir, peer-to-peer rating system.
maybe?
Jumbo.
Peer-to-peer? Okay, so let's discuss the strengths and weaknesses. Now, of course, one of the biggest strengths of Airbnb is that they don't have any operating costs for hotel operations, meaning they have right. Well, they also offer a wide variety of offerings according to governments, right? Which means that they can have either cheap or unique accommodations compared to the rest. What is not mentioned is that who is the target market? Airbnb targets younger people who are tech savvy. Who is the future generation, right? That's one of the strengths. And then another strength I think not mentioned is that they're using an app which is available anywhere, anytime, versus the hotel where you have this call or email. Okay? And then the fifth one I think not mentioned is that they are the market leader. It is a kind of a strength to be perceived as the leader because everyone will go to you. All of the hosts will go to you. All of the guests. As for the hotel chain, I think mostly covered, though there are some parts not covered here. Number one is they have the branding, and then they have the loyalty programs. Second is, I think, not mentioned, safety, right? You can go to a hotel and you can basically be assured reasonably that nobody is going to go into your rooms or they're not going to film you in the bathroom, right? Versus Airbnb. And then third is that the hotels have global reach, the big chains. They're all over the world. And number four is they cater to companies, meaning corporate accounts can actually book with the hotels. Now, for bed and breakfast, what are the strengths? The strength is really unique local accommodation, and they have a degree of home-like atmosphere, intimacy with included meals. Furthermore, I would rephrase your caveats by saying that they might be the only choice that you have if you go to a rural area. There's no Airbnb, there's no hotel. Now, how about weaknesses? Now, for Airbnb, you guys seem to like it, so you did not see the weaknesses. I will consider the number one weakness to be safety. What if the host is a murderer?
True.
Or what if the guest is a murderer? And then they both are murderers, but I'm
They were just
okay. Second, what if the host said, like black people, discrimination, right? You can sue people for that. Then number three, which was actually mentioned by Maneha, is that there is the legal exposure. Number four, which was mentioned by Torregosa, is quality is equal. And not mentioned is that users can go with the hotels because it's more familiar. And finally, the business model is not that hard to copy, is it? You can copy it. The only thing that's difficult in the business model is to get the network host guests. Everything else is easy. I mean, marketplace business model is not. As for hotels and motels, we have basically covered everything, which has the high cost structure, which requires maybe in order to be competitive, you might have to offer discounts because your price is high, right? There's also a possibility of a horn effect. Have you guys heard of halo effect in marketing? You guys are marketing, right? What's the halo effect? Halo effect is you use a company's product and then your experience was so good that you think everything that they do is very good. So this is what Apple has done. They have a halo effect. If you have bad experience in a Mario, now you will start to think Mario sucks everywhere. So that's the risk that the large companies. Now for bed and breakfast, the biggest weakness is generally, since they have low capacity, right, they really require people to travel. If people do not travel, then you're in trouble. Plus, your cost structure is very sensitive to change in prices. There's inflation, for example. What are you going to do? So, let's talk about lodging customers. Meaning, think about your grandparents and then think about you. How do you think the customer has changed over time? Yes.
They are now more open to peer-to-peer room sharing service.
Maybe.
The big things.
More open to the sharing. Because as I said, my parents said, never go to strangers' house. Never anything about it.
The third leadership said experiential-based economy.
So experiential based. Experiential based. Theory. I see so many hands here. What's this one?
They now desire activity.
Desire connection, let's say, the hosts. Is that fair? Okay, anyone else? Yes. Actually, you were raising your hand.
Process learning how more driven on technologies.
Basic emphasis on safety and security.
If there is in fact an emphasis on safety and cleanliness. People would go to hotels. Okay, some people.
Yeah.
Some Gen Z. But most Gen Zs will look at them.
Yeah.
I hear about to say something. One,
Manas, with remote work, like increasing if kind of caters to that type of customer segment circle, work from home, maybe worker survey, worker,
I think you're thinking more about the digital aspect.
yeah.
And then I thought, oh, but here.
Instead of ownership, customers now tend to gravitate towards sharing and renting.
Yeah, it's that what like.
Oh.
So I think we've basically mentioned all of them, which is we are now more open to the sharing economy. We are looking for experiences. We desire connection with the hosts. Everyone is technology driven, which means that they access things through their smartphones, and then they are always online availability versus hotel, which is probably not capable of doing always like. Arguably, some Gen Zs might emphasize safety and cleanliness, although my argument is that most of you probably go with the appliance. And then there's a big point about catering towards more remote work, right? Meaning people are digital nomads, they work from home. Although if you look at the headlines, there is now return to work mandate, RTO, return to office mandates. Companies are saying, come back, we're fine. What are you gonna do? You're in the Philippines, you don't have that much choice. Now, if you were American, maybe you have choice, but here we still have a large supply of cheap labor. Although they're saying we want to raise like minimum wage by 200 pesos. Have you heard that?
Yes.
What do you think will happen to businesses? Especially the small and medium ones.
They will employ less for employees and probably
Some of them will have that. You cannot easily fire people. Philippines, you cannot fire people easily. Like if minimum wage increase, can I just say, oh, I can't afford you, you're fired? You do that? No, you will be reported to Dole and maybe Tulfo. Right? And see how long Sorry, we have nothing to say.
Yeah. There's something to add.
Yes.
Like the peer reviews and stuff. Like we used to ang mga reviews sir if like trusted ba na siya ng Airbnb and ratings nila that if nice ba dun ang quality.
So you trust the peer reviews more, is what you're saying?
Yeah. Like more on quality. Yeah, direct experience.
So essentially, we can also put it under the first one, which is we are more open towards the sharing economy, which necessitates peer review. Okay, which leads us to our final topic. The final topic is let us identify what are the risks to Airbnb, and then we will come up with recommendations. So here,
Yes.
go ahead.
Regulatory risk.
Yes. Sorry, let me guess.
Makaka-answer.
Regulatory risk. Okay, then
security concerns for the data of the home. And yes,
security. One, two, three. Inflation and extreme.
If there's like, what you said, if there's inflation, like, Airbnb, like from their amenities,
But they're not the ones operating. They don't operate it. it's the host who has to deal with the inflation, not the Airbnb. I mean, indirectly they do, but the host is the one
Another answer would be competitions.
competitive.
Baka na bet.
Who else? Yeah, 1, 2.
Unexpected calamity.
Unexpected. But given that they have like 220 countries, 5,000 locations, is that much of a risk? Or are they well diversified?
The pandemic comes back midway.
We have Torino and then the 2 people here, 3 people.
Health and safety first.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. We have 3 people.
Part here.
Go ahead.
Bad host accommodation. Team.
So we just call that. Yeah, well,
Recommendations.
sorry, what do you mean by that?
Enhanced host support and training.
This support and
Training.
Yeah, I just
The harassment. Harassment factors is economic and demand is
sorry. Economic.
and demand will like future pandemic.
Doesn't that fall within expected risk of things? Is that right? Get a catch-all phrase, you know, the risk that we don't know.
Within us that security concern. So we need to stronger safety measures.
So, how would Airbnb do that? Well, they're not the ones administering. Administering the property is they cannot send a guard security.
Depends on how they.
Yes, your recommendation must be specific.
Together, di ba?
Okay,
Just a suggestion.
okay, go ahead. Go.
Post education regarding
So
security.
you already have the post training and
Enroll them in martial arts.
who do you enroll in martial arts? Yes or no? So that means that you also train murderers.
I should take this in some
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
For me, sir, provide a more standard,
Go ahead.
provide a standardized policy.
4.
For example, like what you said, sir, there are instances in US that they promise add on additional pays for cleaning or everything.
Okay. Fair enough. I number other hands here.
For enhanced trust and safety, like for example, 24/7 customer support.
Sorry.
Sir.
Yeah. Okay. What did you want to say again?
Enhance trust and like
Yeah.
4/7 emergency support.
Ooh, that's gonna be expensive. You mean they have to have security people in all 220 countries and 5,000?
The real team, I
That's good. Expensive.
sorry, di man.
Kailangan na
Balik ka ako.
Okay. Yes, stronger safety measure. Give me specifics.
Yeah. Katagnin na mo answer. Security something. So, like, mo paano sila ka ng background checks for
Okay, that's better. Background checks. Property. You want Airbnb to install cameras.
oh
Oh,
yeah.
that's it. That's it.
All.
to those
Those, yeah.
Yeah, but you have to think of recommendations that are practical. Right? have security that's hard. You can send security guard to like 4,000 locations, and then you have security cameras all over everyone. That would be so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take 5. Yeah, 5.
I have recommendations. First is for monitoring is incentivize consistent calculated posts.
So incentivize
Next is
calculated hosts.
maybe they could improve the protection for both hosts and guests for the possible it's more technological. What if you can detect the IP address of the bookings that share records so automatically those who books using the same IP address can be blocked.
Right. Didn't I say that there were a bunch of people over here?
For risk, maybe there is in supply of high quality listings. And
Risk of supply drying up.
then I would also like to recommend maybe they could continue to grow in underserved regions, like maybe rural.
So that's the recommendation, right? Expand. No. Okay, there was someone else here.
For recommendations, maybe we can expand the platform on the Airbnb. They have virtual tours. Like some customers on the expand na makita yung place sa Airbnb.
The thing is, we no longer are in a pandemic, so we don't need virtual now. We can do all tours. So this might be really good news. Here, we've been raising our hands for the last time.
There goes us.
Okay.
Provide loyalty programs to encourage repeat customers.
Anyway, programs.
Let's watch.
Yes, good evening.
Partner with local governments to ensure safety concerns and from your regulatory risk.
Right, to address the safety and the regulatory risks. So, I think that's all we have for today. Now, what do I have in my notes? First, I have the regulatory risk, right? How might I address this? I will lobby for better regulation in my case. How about reputational risk? Honestly, the only thing you can do is background checks and enforce your policy. You cannot send security to your property, and you cannot put camera all of it. As for competition risk, you might want to offer towards companies, right? Instead of just individuals, you might want to invest continually in your platform, make it faster, make it better. You want to attract more hosts in more diverse locations, which means you need to give them something more value added, and you might even want to sign contracts with hotels in high demand occasions. Now, as for there is another risk you guys did not mention is the risk of less profits, meaning financial risk. Meaning, what are your recommendations would be to control your costs more and for you to consider whether you still need marketing. Okay. So, we'll award UB bucks based on participation. 1 UB buck, 2 bucks. 3 UB bucks.
Thank you, Derek.
3 UB bucks to go. One will be back to get married. One will be back to Manila. 2 will be back to Bao. And 2 will be back to Korea. Thank you. I'll see you again in is it Please.
Almost.
Almost.
One guard. Balik naman.
So actually, you have 4 videos to do. See you 4 days. This is
Thank you.
deadline for video. Let's put it at this one.
Enemies.
Yeah.